Mitch McConnell is working a behind-the-scenes campaign to make sure Trump-backed goofballs don't win the primaries. Report. This is in Business Insider, folks. Folks, we saw Mitch McConnell last week said that January 6th, 2021 was a, quote, violent insurrection. Insurrection is a legal term. The 14th Amendment, Section 3, clearly states those who engage in an insurrection or, so there are two things here, right? There are two things that will ban you from office. Federal, state, municipal, anywhere. You cannot run for any office anywhere in the United States, period. If you engage in insurrection or give aid or comfort to those engaging in insurrection. Those are the two criteria that will ban you from office. Mitch McConnell, when he said violent insurrection, clearly, insurrection is a legal term. He could have said riot. He could have said whatever. He could have said it was a protest that turned violent or whatever. Mitch McConnell chose to use the term insurrection on purpose. 14th Amendment, Section 3 clearly states those who engage in an insurrection or those who give aid and comfort to those engaging in an insurrection are banned from the U.S. offices everywhere. Now again, I think he chose that language because he wants to do whatever he can to get away from he feels, in my opinion, my analysis here is that he feels that there's an opportunity here to divorce the Republican Party from Donald Trump. I disagree with that. I think Donald Trump owns the party. I think that this is a failed strategy. But that being said, Mitch McConnell can do damage to Trump's schemes. Mitch McConnell can influence enough primary races to reduce Trump's overall power, and I think that that's an interesting thing to think about and pontificate. And I don't think it's going to win, but again, we're talking about harm reduction here. If Mitch McConnell can deal a few blows and stop a couple of outright crazy motherfuckers from winning a primary or two, it's interesting. That's just, is it good? I don't know. It's interesting. Senator Mitch McConnell is trying to thwart former President Donald Trump's efforts to shape the GOP, the New York Times reported on Sunday. McConnell and a team of allies have, for months, been leading a behind-the-scenes campaign to try and recruit potential Senate candidates who could go up against Trump-backed picks. It is an effort to gain a GOP majority in the Senate, the Times reported. The campaign consists of phone calls, meetings, and polling memos, the paper said. Even after Trump vacated office last January, lawmakers have continued to argue he maintains a tight hold on the GOP. Last year, for example, Senator Lindsey Graham said he wanted to leverage Trump's influence to ensure that the Republican Party takes back the House and Senate in 2022. In December, Graham suggested that Trump will continue to shape the political sphere and party lead, blah, blah, blah. If you want to be a blah, blah, blah. The Republican Party can't grow without him. Graham, okay, fuck Graham. Among Republican voters, support for Trump still remains strong. An October poll conducted by Quinnipiac University found that 78% of Republicans want to see Trump. So again, I think that this is I don't think that there's any chance of success with Mitch McConnell's gambit here. I think that there's a 0% chance of success. That he, the trust fund baby, elite type, the suit and tie, Mitch McConnell, turtle brain, fuckface type, is going to beat the Trump type in the Republican Party. It's a 0% chance, in my opinion. But it's certainly fun to watch. It's certainly really fun to watch. And so that's my point here. At least 100 people have so far received an endorsement from him since he left the White House. Those endorsements do not sit well with McConnell per the Times, who characterized some of his picks as goofballs. A few of McConnell's prospects who were not identified by the Times declined his invitation to run for Senate. According to the report, they did not feel comfortable with the possibility of angering the former president. So again, we have situations like Larry Hogan, governor of Maryland, is a Republican. Governor of Maryland is a Republican. How? Well, because people that live in Maryland are fucking stupid. I forget the guy's name, but isn't the governor of Massachusetts also a Republican? Why? Well, Massachusetts voters are dumb. They're dumb. I mean, most voters are dumb. But, Massachusetts has a Republican governor? What? Vermont has a Republican governor. What? Vermont, the state that voted for a socialist to be the member of the House. It's an at-large district Bernie Sanders ran in. And then he ran in the Senate. A socialist! they also voted for a Republican governor. What? They're dumb. I don't know what to tell you. They're fucking stupid, right? They're dumb motherfuckers, right? So Mitch McConnell was like, maybe we can get these Republicans to run, and since they ran for governor and won a statewide governor race, they could theoretically win a statewide Senate race, theoretically. You know? They all are like, I'm not, nope. Right? They were like, no, not a chance. I don't want to be around that Trump guy. There's a report that came out yesterday. Larry Hogan, governor of Maryland, reportedly interested in running for president in 2024. So he's not doing the Senate thing. He doesn't care. So again, Mitch McConnell, not happy with that at all. And again, one of the big things why I want to talk about this kind of thing, it's important to understand how crazy the Trumpers are. They are fascists. They are Nazis. There is, like, again, like, you can make the argument that Mitch McConnell's a Nazi too, and I will make that argument any day of the week. That being said, there's a difference, very small difference, right, between a Nazi who openly advocates for fascism and a Nazi who openly advocates for fascism 99% of the time. Right? There's a very small difference. You need a microscope, and then you need to put a microscope under the microscope to see that difference. But again, Trumpers are openly crazy, and again, they're also not afraid of performing political violence, like in the streets. And that's something that Trump knows, and he wants to leverage. So, throwing that out there. Goofballs. I agree with Mitch McConnell on that term. Goofballs. They are most certainly goofballs. But goofballs, they're ticking time bombs. So, throwing that out there.